Hi, I'm Hazel Ricky, UR14CH293. This is my Web Technology 6 Lab experiment. In this experiment, we are going to deal with JavaScript, timer functions and objects. So in this particular experiment, first we are creating a digital clock. In this digital clock, first we are using our h1 tag, which will display it as digital clock. Then we're using a set interval set interval function. This is an inbuilt function which will call a display function. My display function is a user defined function, and I'm setting this particular display function to an interval of 1 second. So in this particular set interval, when I call my display user defined function, it goes to this particular function, and in this it calls an inbuilt function called date. When I say date, this particular class is predefined inside my document, and D is my object for this particular class. Then with the help of document.getElements by id time, in this particular time I'm going to display my particular digital clock with the help of a span tag, and then I'm going to display hours, minutes and seconds with the help of my object for date. My object for date is been defined here as D. So with d.getHours and d.getMinutes and d.getSeconds, I can find out my system's time, hours and seconds. So in this particular getHours, getMinutes and getSeconds, it is a inbuilt function. So when I run this program, I can see that a digital clock has been displayed. So in this it shows 9 hours, 38 minutes and 24 seconds. That is my current time. Then when I go to my next experiment, my next experiment is to create a dynamic background. In this dynamic background, I am calling on a user-defined function called bkg with the help of a set interval function. This set interval function is an inbuilt function, and I am setting the interval for each dynamic color to 2 seconds. Then in bkg, I have variables red, blue, green and color. In red, blue, green, I am using my mat.random function to find out my red, blue and green values and converting it into float, and then I am using these functions to display in my variable color. So with my RGB, RGB is my inbuilt function, and in this I am using my red, green and blue. So my colors will be displayed, and then with the help of document.getElements by tag name, in this I am using body, which is my body tag, and then I say style is equal to background color, and then I'm saying color. Color is my variable in which my function is going to be displayed. So in this particular experiment, when I run my program, my dynamic background is displayed at an interval of 2 seconds each. Then when I go for my third experiment, in this particular experiment, we are changing the font size on mouse, on the hovering of a mouse. So with this, in my paragraph tag, I am creating an ID called para1, and on mouse over is an inbuilt function. I am calling a user-defined function called increase size. In increase size, what I am doing is I am calling my para1, where I have written move cursor over me to zoom in, and with dot style I can increase my font size to 50 pixels. And then on mouse out, that is, I'm decreasing my size. My decrease size is an user-defined function, and I'm calling the same ID, and I'm decreasing my size to 20 pixels. So when I launch this in Chrome, as I hover my mouse over this particular text, it increases the size, and as I remove it, it decreases the size. So this is my third experiment. And then when I move to the fourth experiment, I am using this particular experiment to move a particular animation. In this particular animation, I am having variables image object and animate, where my image object is defined as null. Then in my init function, what I am doing is I am calling my image, and with the help of that, I am positioning it as relative and positioning it as left with 0 pixel as a starting place. Then when I have to move my when I have to move my animation to the right, what I do is I increase my position by 10 pixels each, that is 10 px, by concatenating it with 10 pixels. And in this I convert my particular value into a parseInt value, so that I don't have a float value. And then I call my animate variable, and in that I am using my set timeout. Set timeout is an inbuilt function, and I'm calling my move right function again and again to move this particular animation at an interval of 2 milliseconds. And then I call my stop function. My stop function is to stop my animation, and then I call a clear timeout function and call my animate function, animate variable, and then I reposition my animation back to 0 pixels. So in this, with my how I show these particular things on my web page is with the help of an on-click button. In my on-click function, I'm calling my move right and stop button. So when I run this particular when I say start, my animation starts moving by 10 pixels each, and when I say stop, my animation stops moving. So this is my web 6th experiment. Thank you.